had everything under control, and I just was confused.
South Carolina, I think you got
We're doing an ordinance, ordinance. I saw she was.
Snacks, then I'm like,
I decorated Robin's tree today for St. Patrick's Day. Not very a couple just behind. So we got
It's 7 o'clock, so I'll call the meeting to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Vice Mayor Mashburn,
present.
Councilman Liptak,
Present.
Councilman Sherman,
Present.
Councilman Weisgerber,
Here.
and Mayor McGee.
Here. The invocation of pledge will be led by Councilman Turman this evening.
Everyone please join by your heads. Our God, Creator and Lord of our city as well as of our individual lives, we humbly acknowledge your interest and your presence at this council meeting tonight. Before we begin our business, we deliberately open our minds and spirits to your holy will. Help us be worthy of the trust that the citizens of Lyons have placed in us. Guide us that each decision we make, that it might be as fair and just as it is economically sound, to the end that our community may achieve its highest potential and become all we want it to be. Amen. Join me in pledge, please.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
For the public's reference, a copy of the open meetings law has been posted on the northeast corner of this room in the audience area. This posting complies with the requirements of the Nebraska legislature.
The first item on the agenda is the consent calendar, which is approval of minutes, payroll, claims, and council proceedings. Resolution number 25-34, intergovernmental loan extension, and resolution 25-35, airport snowplow assembly bid award. Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve consent calendar.
Second.
We have a motion and a second for the consent calendar. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Sherman,
Yes.
Councilman Weisgerber,
Yes.
Councilman Liptak,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mashburn,
Yes.
Mayor McGee.
Yes.
Next item on the agenda is conflict claims, $528.65 for Mayor John McGee. Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve in the amount of $528.65 for attending the Nebraska Municipal League Conference.
I second.
You don't have to all do it at once. You don't do
No,
all.
we have to do it separately because each will have to abstain. If there are no questions, will the clerk please call the roll?
Vice Mayor Mashburn,
Yes.
Councilman Liptak,
Yes.
Councilman Turman,
Yes.
Councilman Weisgerber,
Yes.
Mayor McGee,
Abstain.
Next is to approve $517 for Councilman Travis Turman to attend the Nebraska Municipal League Conference. Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve $517 for Councilman Turman.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. If there's no questions, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Liptak,
Yes.
Councilman Weisgerber,
Yes.
Councilman Turman,
Abstain.
Vice Mayor Mashburn,
Yes.
Mayor McGee,
Yes.
And next, we have a common claim of $491.78 for Councilman Weisgerber to attend the Nebraska Municipal League Conference. Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve $491.78.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. If there's no questions or discussion, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Turman,
Yes.
Councilman Weisgerber,
Abstain.
Councilman Liptak,
Yes.
Councilman Turman,
Is that right?
Vice Mayor Mashburn,
Yes.
Mayor McGee,
Yes.
My turn. Item C on tonight's agenda is Resolution 25-36, Box Butte County Dispatch Service Agreement. Resolution number 2536 will accept and authorize the City of Alliance and the Box Butte County to enter into a service agreement for the assumption of responsibilities and operations of dispatch services for the Box Butte County Sheriff's Department. Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we approve Resolution 2536.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion?
I do have a couple of questions.
That's fine. Do you want the chief to come up?
Yes, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what, if memory serves me correct, and I've been away a while, but the electric, water and sewer would run between $900 and $1,200 a month for the police department.
Last year it came to just over 16,000, averaging just under 1,400 a month.
That's great. And then KN Energy was about 4,500 a year, does that sound about right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So my question is, do you know what Box Butte County was paying Scottsbluff for their dispatch services?
I do not know off the top of my head.
Okay. So this, I think, is a money savings for both agencies, the way this reads. Is that correct?
It is for everyone, including the village of Hemingford, because right now the village of Hemingford is paying a portion of the cost of having Gary dispatch the sheriff's office. So it's savings for the citizens that live in Hemingford, the county in general, and it's a savings for us to a point, because we'll be saving a little over $16,000 a year at least in utilities. And also the county would be willing, with proper notice, to contribute 30% to any major capital expenditures. And in the contract, you'll see that it says that they understand that they can help out with virtually any capital expenditure that may come up with proper notice, but for anything that's a major expense, they would like to have a 12-month notice if possible. And the best example I can give of that would be replacing our dispatch consoles, which in today's numbers would cost us about $750,000. They are reaching end of life in 2030, so probably 2028, we'll start planning for their replacement, and obviously everyone, including the council, would have plenty of notice to plan for that ahead of time.
Okay, let's see. And the other question I have is, do you know what the current landline to wireless ratio is for the call volume on 911 calls?
Not off the top of my head, but I would say it's at least 80% wireless.
I think that's close. It was about 68% when I left several years back. What happens, we enter this agreement, and I understand, let's just say we're able to hypothetically get a new building,
Mhm.
and obviously a larger law enforcement center.
Right.
Is this something that we would revisit, or do we know?
Well, It's auto renews every year until we choose not to. So my assumption would be that during the planning process and anticipating a date of going live in our new public safety center, well in advance of that, we would enter into discussions with the county that obviously, since we're not in your facility anymore, sharing that space and using utility cost savings as a form of reimbursement, that we would have to find some other avenue of being reimbursed for their portion of the dispatch.
Okay, so are you going to also handle all their radio traffic and all their teletype inquiries, or is this just strictly 911 communication?
So let me make one thing extremely clear. We are the PSAP for Boxview County. We answer every 911 call that comes in Boxview County. That has never changed. We are already doing that. So, and I think that's a good thing. I'm glad you brought that up. Because I think it's important for people to realize that we are very much already the communication center for Boxview County. We answer every 911 call, we dispatch every fire call, we dispatch every EMS call. The only thing that's new is we are bringing the sheriff's office back into our communication center.
And will you have to add staff? Are we fully staffed to handle their volume of traffic?
We are fully staffed and actually +1 right now, in anticipation of someone leaving in the near future. So we're in good shape. We're fully staffed. I'm told we're fully staffed for the first time in over 10 years.
That's true, I do believe. Their call volume, do they have the computers in the car that can run a traffic stop?
They do. They have everything we have, actually. They can run their own tags, their own DLs.
Okay,
They have mocks, so we see them we already now see them on the screen and know where they are.
oh, great, okay. So now, do we have any automatic vehicle location devices with our current software?
That is all done through mock.
Okay. So you're telling me that you can see them?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's great.
As long as they're logged into their laptop.
Okay. All right, that's all I have.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Chief before?
Thank you,
All
Chief.
right, no, thanks, Chief.
I'll wait until he sits down.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. If there's any other discussion? Now, will you please call the roll?
Councilman Liptak,
Yes.
Councilman Weisgruber,
Yes.
Councilman Sherman,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mashburn,
Yes.
Mayor McGee,
Yes.
Next item on tonight's agenda is item D, resolution number 2537, public transit grant renewal. Resolution number 2537 authorizes the city to provide financial support up to the amount of $234,941 and the submittal of the City of Alliance Public Transit Grant Renewal to the Nebraska Department of Transportation for an additional 2 years. Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve resolution number 2537.
Second.
There's a motion and second for the resolution 25-37. Is there any discussion?
When does that grant that we have that we're working on now expire?
At the end of May. And this one will start June 1st.
And have we always had grant money for this from the time we took over the program in 2015?
So we absorbed the previous program director's funding in 2015. 2016 was the first year that the City of Alliance applied as its own entity, and we received it every year since, or every 2 years since.
And when is the grant deadline?
Friday.
Okay. And then, how soon will we know?
I would hope to know within 6 weeks because
Yeah.
June's not that far away.
Okay, before we come to the vote, I just maybe make a comment that there's been some concerns in the community that the city has been wavering on its commitment to the transit program. And I hope that the fact that we are making our application for renewal of the grant funding for the transit program indicates that there's no wavering of support for transit in the City of Alliance. We have a strong commitment to it. I think I can speak for the entire council when I say that we know its importance to the community. And so I hope we can allay that fear that there's any concern over as long as we can get this grant, because it funds about 80% of our total cost, 75%, somewhere in that neighborhood of our total cost. So with this grant, we're able then to provide the service to the community. So I just wanted to point that out. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Sherman,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mashburn,
Yes.
Councilman Liptak,
Yes.
Councilman Weisgruber,
Yes.
and Mayor McGee.
Yes.
And I would also like to thank Cindy, our finance director, who has worked very hard to get this grant with alongside Seth, to get everything put together in a timely fashion since we kind of got a late start. So thank you very, very much. I appreciate it.
Item E, next, council ordinance number 2997, third reading. Municipal Code Amendment, Section 2, titled Donations. Ordinance number 2997 is before council on third reading, which will accept and amend the City of Alliance Municipal Code, Section 2, titled Donations. Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion to accept item 2997.
Second. We have a motion and a second. Will the clerk please read the ordinance by title?
Ordinance number 2997, an ordinance of the City of Alliance, Nebraska regarding the acceptance of donations, defining types of donations, setting rules pertaining to donations, and authorizing the city manager to promulgate future rules, policies, and procedures for execution of this ordinance, repealing the existing provisions of the city code not consistent with the ordinance, and providing for an effective date.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Is none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Weisgruber,
Yes.
Councilman Liptak,
Yes.
Councilman Sherman,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mashburn,
Yes.
and Mayor McGee.
Yes. 5 votes in favor of the motion have been received. That being more than 3/4 of the council present, the motion is declared passed. I'm sorry, that passes to endorse ordinance number 2997. Having been concurred by a majority of all members elected to the council, I declare it passed, adopted, and order it published.
You're still reading that off that paper?
Of course.
Tonight's last agenda item is a board appointment. An application was submitted by Christina Yates to serve on the Community Redevelopment Authority with her term ending January 31st of 2026. Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to approve this board appointment.
Second.
You have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Liptak,
Yes.
Councilman Sherman,
Yes.
Councilman Weisgruber,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Mashburn,
Yes.
and Mayor McGee.
Yes. There being no other items, we'll call the meeting adjourned.
Who was the lady that just left?
That was Lynn, I think.
No, it was Marissa Curtis. She
Oh.
was the representative for the.
She drove this agreement. She was here.